Well, hey there, my sweet little magnolias. How are y'all doing? We are coming back to another lesson from my book, The 12 Gates of Healing. It's available on Amazon. This is a workbook size. It's 8.5 by 11 in paperback. This one is $14.88, I think. You can also get it in Kindle for less than $10. And I'm also working on a hardcover edition that will have a journal / workbook included in the back. And that'll probably be somewhere around $20. If, however, you cannot afford to purchase a book, but you need healing and you know it, feel free to email me at the email address down here and give me your name and address, and I will send you a free paperback copy. Okay? Because I don't want there to be a barrier between you and your much needed healing. Okay. So let's get into the lesson for today. We are on gate 2, which is the optimism gate, and we are on the 3rd key. So the first key was learning to follow the light of hope. That's what this chapter is all about. Getting yourself back into a place where you can hope again. The second key was chaos is not your home planet. And we talked about this yesterday, uncovering the source of your chaotic addiction, if you will, of why your life is somewhat chaotic, is very important so that you can heal. And then the third exercise is what we're going to go through tonight. It's entitled Visualizing Yourself as Healed. So, you might be feeling like overwhelmed. This is too much for me. I can't do this. I can't look at all the things in my past without crumbling into a pile of emotions, whatever. However you're reacting to this is okay. Your emotions, all of them, are okay. It is perfectly okay to feel what you're feeling. Allow yourself to feel that. However, realize that until you do this work, you're never going to feel the way you were created to feel. Peaceful, joyous, in control of your life. Not needing to fight, not needing to flee, not needing to freeze and hope everything works out. Because healing will help you find your center and find your peace. And in the book here, I say it seems overwhelming. It might feel impossible. The road is long and arduous. It's hard. However, I can assure you that should you continue on this journey, you will come to a place where you are healed, where you're whole, where you love yourself completely and accept yourself unconditionally. That is what you're looking for. That is the brass ring that you're striving for. That's the gold medal. Loving yourself and accepting yourself as you are unconditionally, but loving yourself enough to heal, to go through this very difficult process. That's what you need to figure out. And I can tell you, it is so worth it. Being a person who has gone through this, and I'm on the other side of the journey, and looking back, and I've traveled this path multiple times because it took that for me to find true ability to love myself unconditionally, to accept myself unconditionally. I can assure you now, looking backward, I am so grateful to myself for committing to the journey. Yeah. And you will be too once you get on the other side. Even the first time I went through it, it affected me so incredibly that I was a different person. I was a better version of myself. And then I went through it again, same thing happened. Again, same thing. I just kept moving up, growing, gaining knowledge and understanding about myself, realizing how fabulous I am, realizing how wonderful my life could be. Yeah, it restored my hope. And it will do that for you as well if you stay the course, if you continue on the path. But if it's too much for you right now, it's okay to walk away. Don't beat yourself up for that. Just don't stay away forever. Come back when you're ready. Okay? Okay. Now, we're going to work on the third exercise, which is visualizing yourself as healed. It's one of the most important things because if you can visualize, if you can find it in your imagination to see yourself as healed, as whole, as pursuing your dreams and your visions, then that will motivate you to keep going. There's a method to my madness. So, we're going to go through the exercise step by step, and I'm going to describe, explain, and expand on what it says in the book. That way, when you do it by yourself, you will have a better understanding and you will find peace and joy in the process rather than confusion. And we don't want confusion. So, yeah, go get a piece of paper and a pen and take some notes on what I'm talking about next, because it will help you when you go through it on your own. The reason why you have to go through it on your own is because, number one, I am not with you and we can't converse back and forth. And number two, this is something you need to do for you, okay? But I will say this, if you have any questions, concerns, if you have anything that you need some clarification on, feel free to email me. Again, my email address is right down here. And ask me what you need to ask me. And I will do my best to explain it in a way that makes sense. Okay? So, pause the video if you must. Go get a piece of paper and a pen or your journal or whatever, and then come back and we will begin going through exercise number 3. See you in a minute. Okay, now it's time to go through the lesson together, or the exercise. Visualizing yourself as healed. As always, when you are getting ready to do a lesson, you need to find your journal, a pen, maybe a box of Kleenex, and a quiet space where you won't be disturbed, and be prepared to spend some time, because these exercises are not designed to do in 5 minutes. So, you're going to connect with your spirit team, as always, and ground yourself. I talked about it in the first lesson. I think it was the second video. But there's also an index in the back of the book that describes how to do all the things we talk about doing. And I've got to apologize real quick. I'm having some issues with speaking properly because of my multiple sclerosis diagnosis. I think it's called dysphagia, but it's a weird name. So I'm kind of tripping over my tongue a little bit, but Never fear. That is not going to stop me from being here for y'all. All right. Connect with your spirit team and ground yourself. Then take 3 deep cleansing breaths. The best way I know of doing this is to sit up straight, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Three times. It just relaxes you. It clears the anxiousness that you might be feeling. Now, as we get into the actual exercise, we're going to close our eyes. So close your eyes and imagine you. Imagine yourself wherever you want to be. Get a visual in your head of yourself where you want to be. Where is your happy place? Where do you find peace? Where do you go when you need to escape the chaos? That's where you need to imagine yourself. It could be a real place, a fantasy place. It could be a place that you go to now as an adult, or a place where you found peace as a child. It's up to you. This is your visualization. So, get a visual of you in your head and ask yourself, where am I? What am I wearing? And what do I look like? And once you have that visualization of yourself, write that down in your journal. Where are you? What are you wearing? And what do you look like? Hold that for as long as you can. As long as you can. And then, after you have a clear vision of yourself in your head, try to imagine yourself as healed from all the trauma, all the bullshit, all the chaos. Now what do you look like? Now what are you wearing? Now where are you? Are you smiling? What are you feeling as a healed person? Have you changed what you're wearing? I know I did. You know, I used to dress like a trad wife, traditional wife, conservative, church-going trad wife. Now, now that I'm healed and whole and free to be myself, I dress boho hippie, because that's who I am at my core. So, have you changed how you look? What about your hair? The way you dress, obviously. If you're a dude, have you, in your vision, grown a beard or shaved the beard or grown a mustache, shaved the mustache? Have you grown your hair out long or cut it off short? What do you look like as a healed, happy, and whole person? And once you figure that out, write that down. By the way, I'm getting ready to get dreads because I've always wanted them. And I have always felt like, I couldn't do that. What would people think? They'd think I'm a dirty hippie. I'm 63 years old. I can't have dreadlocks. Bullshit. I can do whatever the fuck I want, and so can you. I can dress how I want. I can have purple hair if I want it. I don't. I kind of like my red hair. I can have dreads. I can have short hair. I can have long hair. I can have braids. Nothing is ever against the law when it comes to your own personal style. Yeah. You're not dressing to please someone else. I'm not dressing to please someone else. I'm not being a fake person just to fit in. I'm being the true Lainey Delaney, the true, real person that I am. I'm being true to myself. And that's what you need to figure out. What do you look like as whole, healed, happy? Are you a free spirit? You probably are. I will say this. Most of the people that I have met that have been traumatized horribly bad are the black sheep of their family. They're the free-spirited ones. They're the ones who stand up and call out everybody else's bullshit. They're a square peg and the world has tried to fit them in a round hole. You know what I'm talking about? Is that you? Do you recognize yourself in any of that? And now that I'm healed and whole and I'm free to be whatever I want to be, I can wear earrings like this. And I love them. I can wear these beautiful bracelets, 50 of them up my arm if I want to. You see, you can be who you want to be. When I was a little girl, funny story the bracelets reminded me of. I think I must have been in pre-K. I was little. And I had really, really long hair down to my ass. And my mother hated fixing my hair. And after she let the nannies go, that became her job. And I was so tender-headed. And my nanny, her name was Elise, she was wonderful. She would be so gentle with my hair, and she knew exactly how to comb it out to where I wouldn't feel pulled on, and she would braid it and make these beautiful hairstyles. And my mother didn't want to deal with that, so she drugged me to a beauty salon and cut my hair off to here. I cried and cried and cried because I always wanted long hair. But in the picture that she had taken of me after that haircut, I had bracelets. She didn't notice before the picture. Bracelets all the way up my arm. These little cheap ass, get them at the dollar store today. Don't know where we got them before. Probably Kmart. Back in the 60s. And she, for years, every time that picture would come out in whatever way, I wish I would have noticed you had those stupid bracelets on. But your hair was so cute. And I'd say, I hate my hair. And she would say, oh, but it was so cute. Yeah. Be yourself. Don't be what someone else has forced you to be. So when I got older and I grew my hair out long, my mother was always ragging me on my hair. Why is it so long? It's so stringy. It's so... Yeah. Well, guess what, Mom? I've got long hair, and it's about to be in dreads. That's what you need to do. That's the attitude you need to have. Be yourself. Figure out who that is, and then become it. Right? Just be yourself. Don't be afraid of who you are. Don't be afraid to be the real you, the you you've always known you were. Right? It's exciting. The freedom that exists in that is exciting. It is. Okay, let's get back to the visualization. So you visualized yourself, where you are, what you're wearing, and what you look like now. And then you're visualizing yourself as healed. What do you look like now as a healed, whole person? And then you need to write down what you think it's going to feel like when you are that healed and whole person. Write down what you would do if you were healed. Write down all the things you've ever dreamed of doing that have been afraid to do. Visualize that healed, whole person being your true self and write down everything you would do. And that's the end of this exercise. So You get out your sage or Palo Santo or incense or selenite crystal and you clear your space. And we talk about this every time because you don't want to carry any energy that is negative to bed with you or to interact with other people if you're going to go be with your family or friends or whatever after you finish the exercise. And remember also, we talk about you might have to go through each exercise more than once. It's true with this one as well, because what I found is I kind of became addicted to visualizing myself as the true me, as the healed me, as the boho hippie queen that I am now. I just kind of became addicted to it. And then it happened and it's here and I am that person. So visualization is very, very powerful. So, did this activity make you feel better? I hope so, because it really worked for me. It's a vital part of your healing process to visualize who you can be, what you can accomplish, what you can do. And if you can imagine yourself as healed, whole, fully participating in a glorious life and loving yourself unconditionally, you will be halfway to getting there on this earth walk. That's exciting, isn't it? Okay, so now we're going to do the check-in. We do it at the end of each chapter. You ask yourself how you're doing, and then ask yourself these questions. Journal if you want to. I do highly recommend writing everything down. And ask yourself these questions. How have the exercises helped me? Do I have a better understanding of why I do the things I do? Am I feeling hopeful? Because this is the optimism gate. So we want to make sure you're feeling hopeful. Do you want to continue the journey? And if so, do you want to do it now? Or do you need a break? Because if you need a break, it's okay. Remember, you're doing this for you. You are the boss. You're in charge. You decide when you do it, how you do it, how much of it you do at any single amount of time. Do you go through the whole book in a week, or do you take it a bite at a time, right? What is that saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time? Yeah. And make certain that you are checking in with yourself regularly during this process so you don't get overwhelmed. And if you need a break, take it. Okay, let's look at the toolkit. One of the most powerful tools to help you heal yourself is what we just did, visualization. Finding a way to see yourself as healed and whole. Finding a way to see yourself living your dreams, living your true life that you were destined to live before the abuse ever started. Being able to picture yourself as a healed, whole, and happy person is key to achieving that very thing. For Gate 2, the spiritual tools that you can pick up and add to your healing journey toolkit are some positive affirmations. Now, I wrote these out, but feel free to write more for yourself. And I like to write them on sticky notes and stick them all over my living space. Positive affirmation. I am happy. I am strong. I am empowered to heal myself. And then a positive visualization. Imagining yourself, just like we just talked about, as healed and living your best life successfully. Oh, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. You know, I used to do visualization as I was trying to fall asleep, and it was really great because it put me in a great frame of mind, and I always had good sleep. Maybe I'll get back to doing that. That I'm living my best life, so I don't know what I would visualize. Expanding it? I don't know. Bettering it? You know what my dream is? I'll tell you. It's a secret, but I'll share it with y'all because y'all are my sweet little Magnolia crew. I want to have a retreat center, a spirit life retreat center, where people like you can come and learn and grow and heal together with other people like you. And I can meet you all, and I can teach what I have learned, and you'll teach me things, because that always happens. That's my dream. I'd kind of like to have it in a castle in Scotland. Just putting it out there, universe. And I want to have a lot of money, not for me, but to bless people with. You know, when my mother died, I inherited a little bit of money. And it has been the greatest joy of my life in the last several years since she died. To give. Give, give, give. Give to friends. Give to strangers. Give to organizations that I've fully vetted and discovered that most of their donations go to help their cause. I love it. It's one of the most beautiful things about my life is the giving part. And I went a little overboard in the beginning, so now I have to be a little bit more careful and wise so I don't run out of money. But I'm okay, and I'm loving it, and there's more money where the other money came from. Well, not where it came from, but just comes out of manifesting, believing, visualizing. Those are all things I want to do. What are your dreams? What do you want to do with your life? Write that down. Visualize yourself doing it. Because, my sweet little magnolias, you can accomplish anything that you can visualize and set your mind to and get in alignment with. Yeah, you can. And you'll find some of the dreams you had when you were younger and some of the dreams that you had as an unhealed person, they'll fall away. I used to want to be, a Grammy Award-winning musician, Oscar Award-winning actress. Those things have gone by the wayside because now it's more important to me to be a teacher. That's my true calling. All right, I hope this has helped y'all. Let me know in the comments if you're following along and how you're doing. Love y'all. See you next time. Peace.